G'day guys. Today I thought since the last tier list got a fair bit of traction, or at least for my standards, 178 views, winning for me. I decided, you know what, who's in the news at the moment? My best friend Izzy. So I thought I'd do a tier list on Izzy and his most cringe moments. I thought that was a really good idea because I fucking hate the cunt. So seems like a good idea to me. And to start off, we're gonna go with the last gyno bender. Now, this is clearly S tier, dude, because, he's the only fighter in UFC history to just grow a tit randomly out of nowhere. Or just randomly, this tit just appears out of nowhere from thin air. And, that's never happened before. And, obviously we know why that tit's appeared. It's obviously steroids. We all know that. We all know he's a fucking drug cheat. He doesn't want to admit it. He pretends that he's not. He really, you can just tell that he is, though, because of how angry he gets when someone brings it up. Like he's in denial. You know what I mean? Like he's just so defensive when it gets brought up that it's fucking hilarious. So it's so obvious that he is using something. But on to the next one. We got the dog collar. Now, I think this is another S tier. The dog collar was just fucking stupid. Why the fuck is a fully grown man wearing a dog collar? That's just fucking dumb. I don't care if it's a movie reference, it's still fucking stupid. You're not 12. Fucking wear normal clothes, not a fucking dog collar. Why don't you just wear a fucking necklace, you fucking idiot? You know what I mean? Why, man? Why dog collar? Because you're gonna be unleashed. That is the fucking... Oh, that is just a bad line, dude. That turns my insides. My inside's fucking churning right now. My stomach is just fucking turning inside out hearing that just cringe as fuck line. Alright, next we got Frozen Like Elsa. This is another S tier, honestly. I think probably most of these are going to be S tier. But, last time I left you on skates, this time I'm going to leave you frozen like Elsa. You can tell he prepared that line as well. You can tell he thought that line like a week before the fight. And he's like, oh yeah, bro, I'm going to do this after the post-fight press conference. Yeah, I'm going to do this, bro. After he's just fucking pointing forward, cannon here for fucking 5 rounds. Like, jab, leg kick, then ran across the octagon so he didn't get hit back. You know what I mean? Avoided conflict at all costs. Avoided a fight at all costs. And, you can just tell he's thought of it. And he thought that was going to be the sickest line ever. But then everyone just fucking dove on him on the internet for how shit it was. But, alright, on to the next one. We got The Undertaker entrance. Now, I don't know why he thought that this was a good idea. I think this is another S tier. Especially how the fight goes as well. He walks out with an urn with Jared Cannonier's name on it. And then he point fights him for 5 rounds. He sits there, jab, leg kick, runs across the octagon. Dude, what the fuck? If you're going to walk out as The Undertaker... fucking, I don't know, tombstone pole driver or some shit. You know what I mean? Chokeslam the cunt. But no, man, this was just fucking shit. And, Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, and, Triple H were in the fucking crowd. So, it kind of makes sense, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why he did it still, even though that is kind of a reason. I don't know why a grown man would dress up as a fucking pro wrestler. This dude sometimes fucking confuses me. Or he confuses me all the time with the shit he says, but nonetheless, we're going to the next one, which is Izzy versus Romero. Now, I think this one is S tier as well, honestly. Obviously, I should have mentioned before, S tier is the most cringe, D tier is the least cringe. A, B, C are just, well, we get it. I don't want to explain it, I can't be fucked. But yeah, this one is a solid S tier, dude. He stood there and had a staring contest with Romero for 25 minutes. 25 fucking minutes, he had a staring contest with him. Dude, what the fuck? After he's just gotten that great knockout over Robert Whittaker, he decides, alright, time to point fight. I've done all the work. And he just stands there. Dude, if you see the video, he literally runs away from Romero. Fuck, I've stumbled up my words. It's all good. He runs away from... Romero tries to hit him, and he fucking falls into the cage, and then runs away. Does a fucking slap of the fucking octagon, dude. Oh, man. Fuck, man. I just hate him, dude. I fucking hate him. Alright, next we got Crumble Like the Twin Towers. Now, this joke personally doesn't affect me because, my family isn't really a victim of 9/11. I'm over here in Australia, right? So, You know, that shit doesn't affect me. I think 9/11's pretty funny. I make a lot of jokes about it. But could you imagine if Izzy had a tragic event happen to his family and like Sean Strickland went on a press conference and then said something about that? You know what I mean? He would have a fucking temper tantrum like he does with everything. You know what I mean? He would have a fucking temper tantrum, but this gun's joking about, oh, I'm going to crumble him like the Twin Towers. Like, fuck off, dude. If something like that happened to your family, if someone said that, you'd have a fucking cry. You'd have the biggest fucking cry of his life. Like, but man, you can tell also he thought of this line a week before the press conference. Like, oh yeah, this is going to be a mad line. This is going to be awesome. And then just fucking said it and then got dove on again. Not because it was shit, because it was fancy. I don't think it's that offensive. I just think it's a shit line. But I think this one's just 80, man. Like, that's pretty cringe, but it's not the most cringe thing he did. Alright, now on to him dyeing his hair pink. I don't actually know why he did this. Like, this isn't, like, overly cringe, I don't think. I think it's still pretty cringe, but, like, if he wants to dye his hair pink, he can dye his hair fucking pink, you know what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, well, that's kind of fucking weird, you know? Like, it is weird, but, like, if he wants to dye his hair pink, he can. It's just the fact that he looked really feminine, I'm guessing, is what people had the problem with, but I'd probably just put that in, like, C tier. That's not really that cringe. Look, compared to, like, what's in S tier and, you know, A tier, like, this really isn't that cringe at all, him dyeing his hair pink. Maybe it's B tier. No, it's C tier. It's not as bad as people really think it is. He's just dyeing his hair pink. I mean, he's having a bit of fun. Alright, next we got fucking the reason this video was made. Fucking the Dricus Duplessis fucking beef that he has. This is S tier, dude. Not once did Dricus Duplessis bring race into this, right? Not once did he. He was just talking about how he's the only African residing UFC fighter, and he's actually going to bring the belt back to Africa, because guess what? Izzy, Usman, and Ngannou. No, fuck. Hold on. Usman and Ngannou live in America. Guess where their belts went back to? America. Izzy lives in New Zealand. Guess where his belt went back to? New Zealand. He did not say they are not African, right? He never said that they're not African. He said that he's the only African residing champion. Not race. Race was not brought into this once. There was nothing racial about this statement, because guess what? Africa is not a fucking race. It's a nationality. Africa is a continent. You know what I mean? So fucking nationality. He said nothing about race. You know what I mean? Nothing about it. But then Izzy and Usman basically says he's not African, for whatever reason you want to believe that. We know what it is. And then Izzy goes onto his fucking podcast, whatever the fuck, and starts fucking blasting the C-bomb, a racial slur. He starts blasting a racial slur on his podcast. He says it about 3 or 4 times. Maybe it's 2, I don't know. But he said it regardless. Imagine, I know the historical context and whatnot. I know. But imagine Dricus said a racial slur towards Izzy. Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine he said, who is this to tell me who I am? You know, like Izzy said, tell me who is this cracker to tell me who I am? Dricus goes, tell me who this is to tell me who I am. You know what I mean? There's no race brought into this. Izzy made it racial. He called Dricus a racial slur. Alright? And he thinks Dricus is the fucking racist one. How fucking insane is that? How much of an egomaniac that guy is to think fucking, you know what, this guy's a racist, but I'm going to, even though he hasn't mentioned race once, but I'm going to call him a racial slur because, you know, I'm better than that. You know, I'm better than this guy, so I'm just going to fucking, I'm going to say something racist. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. And that's S tier right there. But this is the reason this video was made, for this Dricus Duplessis beef, where Dricus just says, I'm the only African residing champion. Izzy's in New Zealand. Ngannou and Usman are in America. That's all he said. That's literally all he said. He never said anything about race. He didn't deny that they're Africans. He said they're Africans, you know what I mean? They are African. But he's the only African residing champion. He trains out of Africa. You know what I mean? He trains there. He lives there. He was born there. That's all he was saying. Then he decided, you know, I'm just going to be racist. But anyways, that's my tier list. I thought it was a bit of fun. I hope you did too. Let's, you know, like it up, subscribe if you want. You don't have to, obviously. You're a free person. But if you want to, you know what I mean? I'd appreciate it. I'd like to get my content monetized soon, so I don't have to get a real job. You know what I mean? I'd appreciate that. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.